the face tattoos, when did they start?
That started 2012 when I lost that job at the sheriff's office. Okay. I struggled really bad with procrastination, and I just absolutely knew there was no way in hell I was gonna become a full-fledged entrepreneur without like being forced to. So that was just like my moment of burning that bridge and saying I was never going back to work again. The first one I got, it's on this side, I think. It looks like an A, it's an ancient symbol of strength. And then 2, the pain wasn't that bad. So by like week 2, I had 9 total. And I was just like, yeah, the hell with it. And 2, it was like my way of telling my family to leave me the fuck alone, because they was calling me every day, you need to get a job, you got kids, you need to do this, you need to do that. So once I did that, it silenced them and it just put me in grind mode because I had to make it at that point.
Yeah, I've heard this story before. Like, I think Daylight told me this story. Mm-hmm. He had like the Spawn tattoo on his face. He said that he was working at like Taco Bell and like someone pulled up and wanted like 50 tacos. And he was just like, man,
shout out to Daylight.
I'm never going to do this again. He goes to tattoo parlor. He says the first parlor didn't even want to do it. Right. He had to go to like 3 or 4 different ones until someone agreed to do it. Yeah. You know, face tats weren't big back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you like what these are all the things that led me to getting a face tattoo. So I'm working Taco Bell, I'm working the back drive-through. So we close and it's just me and Rodney, right? But he's the owner, like he's the store owner. And it's just me and him. So he's on the phone. So I think we close in maybe like, I'll say like 2 minutes. 2 minutes before the clock, somebody drives through and orders 400 tacos. I guess they had a party. They had a party like right across the street, right? I laid all the tacos, like maybe like 200 shells across the thing, bro. I got the meat, right? Lettuce, like I just literally I made all the tacos. Like I did it, like literally I threw the meat everywhere. It was all over the shells. I put the fucking lettuce all over the shells, cheese, tomatoes, sour cream everywhere, bro. Like I just went mayhem all over. Then when he came back, he was like, you made the tacos? And I was like, yeah, there you go. And it was just taco juice everywhere, bro.
It's a taco bomb.
Like taco bomb. Like, and I was like, man, I'm out. And like I walked out. I'm like, yo, I can't go back to work. I gotta find a way to block myself from going back to work. Like, even if I wanna go back, I can't. I gotta chase my dream no matter what. She was like, what you gonna do? And I went to the bathroom and I drew it on first. And I was like, I'm getting this tattooed. And she was like, don't do it. She started crying. She's like, don't do that to your face. I did it.
I think Lil Uzi Vert did the same thing.
Yeah, I dealt with that a lot. People would tell me no. And then I found that one artist that would, and I let him do his thing. Because there was like people like, man, I think you should just go home and think about this. I don't think you should do this right now.
Yeah, it's face tats are an interesting thing because for every Derrick that ends up blowing up as an entrepreneur, there's 20 other guys that end up working at McDonald's.
Yep,
because their music career didn't work out. You know, whatever their hustle was, maybe like the whole gang life they were 100% into, didn't pan out. They had kids, you know, and I remember seeing some of these guys working like Jack in the Box, and I'm just like, this role, when you got this, I don't think this was the intention of where you ended up. So,
absolutely.
You know, I support that you did it, but for everyone that's watching this, think long and hard.
Oh, no, Vlad, I agree, man. It's so many things I did in the course of my career that I would tell people, don't do that. Like, do that a better way, or it's better ways to express yourself, or you could do the hard part in life and actually just work on yourself to create better habits and be more disciplined and be more consistent and not go, I'm going to tattoo my face so I can't get hired. Like, how about you just work on the core of who you actually are and rise to the occasion and do what you said you was going to do?
You know, when we talk, I don't feel like any different than when I talk to anybody else, right? You know, intelligent guy, well-spoken, you know, great ideas, you know, hardworking entrepreneur and so forth. But for people that don't know you and until you open your mouth when you're walking around, how did it feel when, you know, people are staring at you with these face tats, like older people and so forth?
Yeah. So, you know what, Vlad, I'm gonna pass the blame. I'm gonna give like 30% of the blame to Mike Tyson, right? There's a video called My Come Up. It was a website called My Come Up. They used to have a YouTube channel. Mike was on there and he talked about the mental aspect of competition and how he was able to defeat people with eye contact alone just based on that animal instinct that he had. So early on, that also played a part in the tattoos. But I know exactly what you mean. There are A lot of people who may discount me before we even articulate back and forth before we have a conversation, or they're just standoffish period and don't want to do business at all. So that's why I say I agree with you, because I have missed out on countless opportunities just based off my appearance.
Well, yeah. When Mike Tyson got his face tat, he was already
Mike Tyson
worth $100 million.
Right.
And everyone knew him. He was the most famous person on earth. So it didn't
Right.
matter what he had on his face.
Right.
But a typical person that does it, and look, man, I have lots of friends who have face tats and so forth. And, you know, it did work out well for a lot of them.
Right.
But I'm always concerned when people, you know, especially young people who are still teenagers and so forth, once they do that,
right.
and they don't necessarily have the money to get it removed, that could really affect them
Absolutely.
later on in life, because most people have regular jobs.
Right.
The entrepreneurs are the minorities.
Right.
So you have to think about that.
I agree fully.